Hi folks, I'm Lee with televisioninfo.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at Toshiba's 2012 Smart TV platform. So Toshiba's platform is just this one page, and it's called the ePortal. You've got a big picture-in-picture up on the upper left there, so you can keep watching whatever your broadcast content is while you're in the ePortal. And then to the right of that, you've got 8 widgets: apps, internet, messages, events, videos, music, photos, and favorite sites. When you click on apps, it's going to show you the rather small selection of apps: Vudu HD Movies, Netflix, Cinema Now, YouTube, Vudu Apps, Media Guide, and eManual. So is Vudu is actually the partner that Toshiba has chosen to host all of their apps. So rather than having their own app store, the Vudu App Store is where you're going to get all of your apps for your Toshiba Internet TV. So Vudu and Netflix are a big deal. There's even a Netflix button on the remotes. Cinema Now is sort of pay-per-view movies. Everybody knows what YouTube is. You're probably watching this on YouTube. But let's take a look at Vudu Apps. Vudu Apps, once it loads up, it's a lot of television content. Now you've got some social networking sites, and I say sites, but it's really just Facebook. And once it loads up, it'll show you a selection of the most popular apps, and there they are. So Picasa, and then a lot of these are just shows. Dexter, there's Twitter there, TED Talks. So a lot of it is shows and things that are probably also available on Vudu Movies, and you can sort them by what's newest, you sort them by their genre. And there's an okay selection of apps here, but really most of it is just TV shows. You're not getting the kind of selection that you'll be getting, or that you would be getting out of Samsung or LG, who've got a lot more content right now. One good thing about the ePortal is that it is so simple. It's just one page. It loads really quickly, so you can jump out and jump back in. One thing that's bad about it is that this PIP that they've put here, it was a good idea, but it's only on this page. So if you navigate to anything else, like apps, internet, messages, any of that, you can't watch your streaming content. So I don't know why they thought somebody would want to sit here just at the ePortal to watch content. Maybe wait until a commercial, then try to jump in and do something real quick, but it doesn't seem like a very good idea. So let's take a look at their internet browser. Now, the internet browser is simple and not very effective. The L7200U series, their flagship TV, comes with a USB keyboard. But if you don't have a keyboard, you have to navigate around using the remote control and its navigational buttons. And this just takes a long time to do anything or get anywhere. It does have a mouse emulation mode if you press the green button on the remote, but the mouse is only so effective. As you can see, it moves very jumpily, it's slow, and I don't think that this would be acceptable where you're using a real mouse. That's about it for the internet browser. The on-screen keyboard is not great. If you want to type in a web address, you have to navigate all the way up here to the URL bar. And then the keyboard is cell phone style, and you have to use the numeric buttons on the remote to type it in. It takes a long time, and it's not very intuitive. The Messages widget is unique to Toshiba's platform. It's simply a list of messages that you write that can be shared with your smartphone or with anything that can network with Toshiba's apps. For instance, messages and the calendar can both be accessed through a tablet or through a smartphone. So you type out a message, and then it'll tell you the date and whether you've read it or not. I suppose you could use it for reminders or anything like that. The calendar is the same thing, except it's got monthly calendar with days on it. Now, videos, music, and photos all take you to the same menu despite being 3 different buttons. So when you jump over to your USB playback menu, you'll have options for videos, music, and photos. And it will list them in a very unstylish fashion just on the right side of the screen there. And once you're in this menu, you've got to exit back out and then jump back into the ePortal. So there's no way to go back from that menu. It's almost like it's just a separate interface that gets linked to this way. Favorite sites will just be a list of sites that you've favorited while you're using the web browser, which from the state of the web browser, I'd say you won't be favoriting too many sites. The last thing we want to look at here is the e-manual. We think that the e-manual is pretty cool. Instead of giving you a paper manual, you've got this e-manual. So it's really big. It's very accessible, very easy to use. You just click on one of these menus, and then it'll take you and tell you a little bit about the technology behind the picture on this Toshiba television, for example, and it'll explain how to set your picture size, or still how to set the picture size. And that's about it for Toshiba's ePortal. It's not nearly as expansive as Samsung or LG, but it loads really quick. Mostly it's okay. There aren't a lot of apps on here, but everything that is on here works pretty well. The one problem with using the e-manual, as convenient as it is, if you don't have an internet connection, you can't get to it. So if your only manual is accessed through the internet, and you need the e-manual to tell you how to get your internet to work, that would not be possible. And then you're just sort of out of luck. So that seems like a small oversight on Toshiba's part, but it's not a huge problem. That's about all there is to the ePortal, and thank you for tuning in.